Here's a demonstration that wellness chef Amy gave me on how to make a kabocha squash or Japanese pumpkin soup. She used a variety of ingredients which I will list on the blog post, but feel free to use whatever you have handy. She started by preheating the oven to 400 degrees, and once it was warm, placing the squash in there for approximately an hour. While that was happening, she chopped up all of the vegetables that she wanted in the soup, including some fresh ginger and fresh garlic. Once everything was chopped or cubed, she moved onto the stove to put everything in a pot, including the spices she was going to use. She then used some vegetable broth, but you can feel free to use any kind of broth that you want. She opted to use water to cover the rest of the vegetables, but you could also use all broth if you wanted to, as long as the vegetables are covered in liquid. She then covered the pot and left it to cook at medium-high heat. You will know when the squash is ready to pull out of the oven because it will be soft to the touch. You can always test it by sticking a fork in it. If it goes in easily, you know it's ready to cut in half and set to cool down. Same thing goes with the vegetables in the pot. You'll know when they're ready once they're soft, and at that point you can turn off the heat and also set them aside to cool. Once the squash has cooled down, you will need to scoop out the center with the seeds and set that aside. You can then pull out all of the flesh from the squash and put that in your blender along with the vegetables that cooked in the pot. At this point, you can finish seasoning your soup, and this is also an opportunity to add a splash of coconut cream if you want a creamy pumpkin soup. All you have to do now is blend it until smooth and get ready to serve and garnish. Amy garnished ours with grape tomatoes, fresh basil, and some roasted pumpkin seeds. It turned out so delicious and it felt so comforting to eat on this rainy day. Thank you.